The Colorado Avalanche take it 6-3 over the St. Louis Blues on the back of a Nazem Kadri hat trick. What a performance tonight by Kadri, top to bottom. Incredible game by the Colorado Avalanche. The St. Louis Blues almost rebound at one point. It was 4-3, but Kadri gets the Hatty, makes it 5-3, and that is the game. That's lights out. There's a lot of storylines to talk about this game. We're going to talk about the David Perron cross-check. We're going to have to talk about Kadri for sure, and his amazing performance tonight on the ice. We'll talk about goalies. We'll break down goals. We'll talk about this series. There are a lot of storylines to talk about in this game and in this series. So let's just go after it and let's talk about it. If you're an avid hockey fan, and I assume you are if you're watching this channel, you've probably seen a bunch of other channels, Tim and Friends up in Canada. There's been pressers about it, everything. Nazem Kadri unfortunately receiving death threats, racial threats, and I gotta go out and join everybody because I agree that is not acceptable. There is nothing acceptable about fans or anybody of any place making those threats after a game. Four-letter word, G-A-M-E, game. There are whistles to whistles. You are allowed to not like a play in a game. You are allowed to like or not like certain players in games based on how they play, what style you enjoy they play, what you think the best way to watch the game is. You're allowed to like and not like hockey players. But after it, the whistle is done. The teams shake hands and they move on. We are just fans. The players will go out there and do what the players need to do during the game. It's their teams, it's their careers, it's their teammates. They will deal with it, or the NHL and the NHL's front office will deal with it. Unbelievable to think that out of the outcome of a game where there are professional governing bodies, referees, leagues to suspend, commissioners, and a Department of Players Safety to handle it, that somebody wants to take street justice into their hands and do that. That's disgusting. There's no place for that in that game. And I'll be honest, as a guy that runs a YouTube channel and has seen comments over and over and over, not just about Kadri, about myself, about any other players, about fan bases, it's gross. It is absolutely gross. And what was happening to Kadri there is not acceptable in any format. You don't want to like Kadri the player? Welcome to the club. I don't like Kadri the player. But Kadri the man, I have no beef with Kadri the man, and you shouldn't either. You have to separate the man from his job. That's just the way it goes. Now, if he's doing something outside his job that you don't agree with, if he has things going on that you don't agree with, if he's not a good person in general life, you don't agree with it. Again, you're allowed to have an opinion on that kind of stuff, but having opinion on people's skin color or death threats? Ugh, gross. Get out of here. If you're on this channel, unsub. Peace out. See ya. We don't subscribe to eye for an eye mentality here. Players League, everybody will handle it. So unfortunate that dominated the narrative of this amazing series and these amazing players heading into this game. But Kadri didn't let it shake him, did he? He ends up scoring 3 tonight, carries the Avalanche over the Blues. And if there's any kind of justice that you're going to go out and get there for yourself, that's the way you do it. So you do it the correct way. You put the puck in the back of the net. You put your team on the back. You carry it forward. You get a W. You go try to win a Stanley Cup. Sometimes that's all you can do, and that's what he ends up doing. He controls what he can control today. The other narrative to talk about in this game following Nazem Kadri is the fact that the Blues just lost their cool about it. Look, we all know going into this game, this happens in hockey. We all remember the Tom Wilson incident with the New York Rangers and the Washington Capitals. We all remember the fact that the Washington Capitals were going to go out and push back against Tom Wilson. I think the Blues let Kadri get into their head tonight. And I think the cross-check specifically from Perron to Kadri, that's not my bag. That's not my cup of tea. The hit that Barbashev left on Girard, that is a legal check. I get it. Controversy again. Oh my God. We like it, don't like it. It's unfortunate what happened to Girard. Nobody wants to see a player injured, but that check was legal. The NHL considered it legal. It's within the rules. You can agree that you don't like the rules the way they are. You can say that you wish that wasn't in the game, but it's part of the game. It's within the rules. It's what these players sign up to do. That is a fine check. If you want to go out there and you want to let a player know it, those are the types of checks you want to lay. Clean, legal checks between the whistles. And if you're not going to do that, there's another form that you can do, and it's called a fight. Kadri doesn't have to take the fight, though. That is part of the game these days. Back in the day, there was no instigator penalties. You had to take the fight. There's nothing you could do. That is not the modern NHL. Kadri can skate away and walk away, and he did multiple times. That is his choice. If he doesn't want to engage in a fight, then it becomes a penalty for the other team, and it can even be supplemental discipline after. So you can't just jump a guy. I do not believe what Perron did with that cross-check to Kadri was good. To me, that reminded me a lot of what Todd Bertuzzi ended up doing back in the day. I think those are incredibly dangerous hits. I get it. Kadri's a dangerous player. He's injured a ton, like a literal ton. Here's a list. That's the list of Kadri injuries, suspensions, shenanigans, if you will. It's long. He's got a rap sheet, but at the end of the day, it's not the correct way to pop a guy from behind when he's not looking. Let's go take a look at the clip. The first run on Kadri, good hit. Nothing wrong with this one. Shoulder to shoulder, Kadri takes the hit. They end up skating away. That's just good physical hockey. The second one, David Perron runs into Kadri. Kadri shrugs it off. No big deal. That's fine. And then here's the first one. I don't love these checks, guys. I get it's a light one. I do. Like, it's not like he hits him as hard as he could hit him, but I still don't like these unassuming checks from behind at any point in time. Duck snaps Kadri. He ends up going down. Kadri's a tough kid, so he's all right here. But then you see this one, bang. Like, I'm not a fan of that. Like, there's no part of me that looks at that and goes, that's the way you're gonna do it. Like, again, look, he's not looking. That's a veteran player in Perron, and I get it. His friend, his goaltender, got injured, but that's tough. That's really tough. That's very diff. Guys sent me clips over and over and over again about the goalie running. My opinion remains unchanged. I think Kadri went at the net. Do I think he ran Binnington to try to get Binnington? No, I think he tried to cause a pile up. He saw an opportunity to get a puck. He didn't slow down. He said, screw it, YOLO, let's see what happens. And that was the outcome. That's why I didn't like the hit. I don't think he went targeting Binnington's head or anything like that, or Binnington's knee. He just went, puck, slow down, nah, let's see what happens. What's the worst outcome that could occur? And that was the outcome that occurred in that incident. But what Perron did there, I don't know. That's not equal to me. I get the eye for an eye thing. People are going to say that down below. So a lot of what I said there won't be popular with Blues fans, but you got to call a spade a spade. I think that's a pretty dirty check. I don't like that in the game of hockey. But the funny thing is, I don't think he'll get suspended for it. Why? Because nobody's been suspended this playoffs. It's very strange. There's been a lot of hits that in the past in the NHL, and we don't have a week to talk about them, that have been suspended. 2 games, 4 games, all kinds of stuff. No suspensions. None of them. Doesn't matter if a player flips because they come cross ice, like McAvoy hitting, I can't remember who it was on the Canes. It was someone, turned him inside out. I thought it was a good clean check. No suspension. Previous times in the NHL, it's been suspended. The Lucic hit on Smith. Did he slow down? For sure he slowed down. But just because you slowed down doesn't mean you didn't hit a goalie. And Smith had to go to the quiet room for a little bit. No suspension. Not even a hearing. Interesting. There have been examples like that all over the playoffs. And the NHL has shrugged its shoulders and said, Conversely, they're calling more penalties in the playoffs than they've ever called, at least I can remember before. So this has been a little bit of a weird playoffs in that sense. But the big takeaway from this entire thing is that it is not appropriate for anybody outside of the games to do things like that to Kadri. And I don't think that was a good play by Perron. He's had a better look before. However, I have run many videos about superstars in the NHL doing dirty things to players, including guys like Ovechkin, Kuch, McDavid, Crosby. Everybody has moments like this, but I just don't agree with them. I don't think that's the way to go. I think you got to rise above it. And I think the fact that Kadri was in the Blues' head so much ended up costing them this game. The Blues just didn't play their second period. That's the other takeaway. They were more worried about Kadri than they were about playing and winning the game. And interestingly enough, Kadri was just living rent-free in their head because he ends up scoring a hat trick. He's worried about playing the game the way he wants to play it right now, and he ends up carrying his team to a W. Speaking of W's, go ahead, give us a big thumbs up, subscribe, join our Discord here, Blues and Avs fans. We love having you all here. We love the comments down below. Go ahead, think about talking with us on our members page. The join button is below. You can be like these awesome members that we have here on this channel, or there's even a super thanks out there if you want to go ahead and give us a little tip for all of our hard work. But if not, the the thumbs up button, the subscribe button. And hey, if you don't like my take on Kadri about the goalie or even about the hit for Perron, there's a thumbs down button. I don't take it personally. All engagement is good. My opinion, probably going to remain my opinion. You're allowed yours too. Thanks for being here. Even though Colorado is outplaying St. Louis at this point in time, St. Louis's size on the cycle here ends up winning it through. Colorado forgets about David Perron alone in the slot. The puck ends up coming out. Perron uses those filthy hands, gets around Kuemper, ends up scoring a beauty goal here. This is how offensive zone cycles can end up disrupting defenses. So you end up with a 2-on-3 battle down low as that puck goes down. And then you end up forgetting about Perron, who is just going to sneak in front of the net there. You got to pay attention. This is the MacKinnon line. They end up getting lost. And unfortunately, he ends up putting that puck behind Kuemper. Really interesting coaching changes here tonight. Jared Bednard ends up flipping wingers. So Kadri ends up getting Mikko, Rantanen, and Nichushkin, while Artturi, Lehkonen, and Gabriel Landeskog goes up there with Nathan MacKinnon. So really nice line switch there. But here on goal one, it's the MacKinnon and Landeskog line that ends up getting burnt by Perron. Shots are already 17-5 in the second here. And let's go ahead. Let's watch Erik Johnson walk the line. I love this. So he walks the line. He ends up getting to the top. There's a big screen in front of Husso here. He pump fakes the shot and continues to walk. Defensemen are so elite these days with their ability to walk the line. He ends up switching from the big clapper to the snapper wrister here. Snapper wrister shots, they're nice because your stick ends up staying down low, so you can't see this big winding stick over here because you always know that goalies are going to be trying to look over to the screen. So the clapper ends up freezing them. It's very purposeful in its intent because it's signaling I'm going to shoot. He ends up continuing to skate across the line. That crosses the Royal Road, the most important line in hockey you've never heard of. When you change that angle for goalies, it is deadly. It's an invisible line down the middle, and then it ends up sneaking through a bunch of skates and beats Husso. There's nothing a goalie's going to be able to do on these. Really just a great shot here by Erik Johnson. Kadri's first goal makes it 3-1. Face-off theory is important. We end up with a 50-50 draw that sneaks through everybody, skates over to the left, and then what you're going to end up seeing here, it's actually pretty smart. So you got two players stacked on top of each other. Take a quick look. You got Kadri hanging out right here. He's going to be the guy that scores the goal. As the puck ends up moving forward, Kadri's going to realize the middle lane is filled. He opens up towards the puck. That's exactly what you want to do. So he pivots open, presents his stick on his forehand, gives it an ability for a breakout pass. You got to love when players are going to use their skill that way. He stays open to the puck. That's clean. That's key. You got to stay open to the puck. He ends up making just a filthy pass right through him. Filthy pass. The defenseman reads it all day, but he misses it because the defenseman ends up stepping up on this, and that's the correct play by the defenseman. You should have done this. Kadri is off to the races. It's a 2-on-1, and then what you end up seeing is, yes, the defenseman's going to reach over here and try to make the play on the puck, but they've got the pass well guarded. So even though this is a 2-on-1, you can turn these into a 2-on-2 by allowing your goalie to have a clear shot here. The goalie's got the best chance. Kuemper's going to have the best chance getting a fair shot at the net here. Unfortunately, Kuemper leaves too much open on the short side. He's cheating over a little bit. Goalies do this on 2-on-1, so he leaves a little bit of left side open here because he's worried about that pass. He doesn't get the best angle that he can get. Kadri exploits it. He finds a hole in the net. He beats him short side. You don't want to get beat short side on a 2-on-1 like that. At least give yourself a chance with a bit of a better angle. Great goal by Kadri, though. Nice breakout by the Avs. Mr. Toews ends up making it 3-1 here, and what you can end up seeing, this is a really nice forecheck here by Colorado. They're going to work a 1-2-2, so you end up moving the puck off the wall. You're going to see your second forward coming down in here. Those forwards end up causing a turnover, and that's what you want on a 1-2-2. It's a beautiful play. It's a beautiful forecheck. First guy is going to lay the body. Second guy is going to pressure the puck, and then you have your last guy sneaking in under here, and that's going to give you an opportunity for Toews to sneak in and find a hole as well too. So really nice play picking up that puck. Toews identifies that he can step in, and as Toews steps in, this is going to be tough angle here for Husso to stop. Again, when you end up going from the corner and you go south to north, you lengthen the zone. That changes the angle enough for a goalie to get them out of the angle that makes the save, and this one ends up beating them. So there's a screen, there's an angle change. Toews takes that one, and it is 3-1 Colorado. After the Perron cross check, you end up with a 5-on-3, and on a 5-on-3, you're going to run what's called a box +1. So you have your box here of your 4 players. Your +1 is right over here. You want to run a square as opposed to a 1-3-1 or a diamond umbrella style shape. They end up getting an interesting shot. So Kadri's down low. He's controlling the puck right now. St. Louis on a 5-on-3, all they want to do is they want to plug up the middle in some kind of triangular form. You can't not have a triangle with 3 people. So silly comment. Kadri ends up making the cross ice pass. It's beautiful. Husso with an amazing angle change. What a difficult job there by a goalie. So he ends up pulling them out. Unfortunately, St. Louis panics with the puck a little bit. I understand he's following, but you don't want to just throw these things to the point. It's a desperation play. It's desperation times 5-on-3, but that allows them to reset. So Makar gets to reset here as the 5-on-3 ends. Reinforcements are coming. Makar takes a shot. Husso with a beautiful save again as well, but there's only so many times you can bail people out on a 5-on-2, and it's still a 5-on-2 even though the penalty's over, because here come the reinforcements. They're just a little bit too late for the penalty killers to be able to get their bearings at this point in time. That puck ends over to Kadri. Kadri ends up burying it. There's only so many times you can ask Husso to go post to post to make desperation saves there. He makes 2 huge ones, but they don't get out of this one, and the Perron penalty cost them. It's 4-1 Colorado. The St. Louis Blues power play, one of the most deadly in the league. They actually get working on a 3-2, which is incredible. So here's your 3s and your 2s are at the top. This is a very unique penalty power play structure. Sorry there. This is a very unique power play structure. This is something that's unique totally to St. Louis. I haven't seen this with anybody yet. You have 3 down low. You end up changing the angle. Kuemper makes a beautiful save. Puck ends up moving over here to Perron. Perron is going to take a couple opportunities here. He's going to freeze them out. Now you end up with a stuck, or what you would call a frozen Colorado Avalanche, because Perron doesn't move the puck. I love the little plays like this down low. I love when power plays work off the half wall like this. I think far too many power plays are working from the point these days. You got to mix it up. As that puck ends up below the goal line, you're going to see that angle change south to north. We call it lengthening the zone. That's a very difficult angle change for a goalie to make. You know it. I know it. I've said it enough on this channel, but take a look at Perron in the bottom corner of your screen. That little fake ends up getting Kuemper to bite. Puck ends up moving over to Perron. There's nothing but daylight in the net here. St. Louis's power play is super deadly. Perron has his second on the night. Beauty goal. Perron had a great game. Shouldn't have cross-checked, shouldn't have taken that penalty in my opinion, but that doesn't take away the fact that he had 2 really nice goals here. I do think St. Louis had an opportunity to win this, but like I said, the Avs and Kadri lived rent-free in their head all game. Buchnevich has been awesome in St. Louis this year since coming over from the Rangers. Look, you can see that 3-2 setup again. This is super unique. I love it. I love when teams are going to change the game. They're going to change the way we play. So it ends up going over to the point, and then we're up to the top again here. Like I said, you're going to have to work from the top at some point. It's just the way it goes. Now they end up in a traditional 1-3-1. So the fact that they're able to switch up here and get back to a 1-3-1 just goes to show why this power play is so good. You can go from a 3-2 to a 1-3-1. They're giving you different looks all over the ice here. This is more of a traditional setup, and it forces the Avs to adjust. As soon as the Avs have to adjust here, they end up on their heels. That puck ends up going down below, and like I said, I love the damage being done down below. That's where power plays should be working these days. They end up walking out. Beautiful shot in front. Just a power move at the net. So really nice job there by Buchnevich to end up putting it in. I love when power plays want to make things happen here and over here. I think it's the way to go. Goalies aren't ready for it. Penalty killers, not normally ready for it. They're used to working from the top. Great job by St. Louis. Kadri ends up putting this one away. Again, like I said, a 1-2-2. So here's your 2 players, a 1-2-2 forecheck. This is a very common forecheck in the NHL. Most teams are using this at all points in time in the game. They end up losing the forecheck in the sense that you end up pushing the puck wide. You don't want to allow the puck to go wide here in a 1-2-2. Why? Because it takes your player away over here. Kadri's the guy we want to watch. He's the guy who is double circled. So now they're going to have to go all the way across the ice in order to cut this one off, but that's okay. It ends up working out as a good forecheck for them. That puck ends up behind the net. Beautiful forecheck. Extra pressure here. Take a look at Kadri. He's in front of the net right now. Kadri ends up finding a seam and he gets on the right side of the puck. That's key. He takes the proper path, and being on the right side of the puck means you have the puck over here. This is the defensive side of the puck. Kadri is between his goalie and the puck. That's where you want to be. You score goals being in good defensive side positioning, and because he's there, it allows him to evaluate pucks and see turnovers. So we call this puck support. 2 players there for support. Kadri ends up picking it up, taking away from his teammate, but trust me, his teammate is not worried about that at all. You just want somebody to shoot at the end of the day. So sometimes you're going to have times where you just pick up the puck and you go. It is what it is. Beautiful goal. Ends up being Husso short side again. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't think Husso had the greatest day in terms of angles or puck control. Colorado up 33-17 right now in shots. They basically dominated this game from start to finish, and it's for the reasons I said. So we end up at the point now where Colorado leads the series 3-1. They have a stranglehold on it. I'm not sure if St. Louis is going to come back. You guys let me know what you think down below, but my prediction is this is going to go home to Colorado, and it's likely going to be Colorado in 5.